So one of the things I'm um, I'm kind of thought about setting up here today is, Lynn McTaggart does the Power of Eight thing. And what they do is they start with a heart lock-in that heart math. She learned from heart math. And that puts people into heart coherence. And one of the things that she was saying in her book is when people, even meditators people that were not experienced meditators, when they learned the heart lock-in, and they intended, they were the people that were intending for somebody else, their brain waves in 10 minutes looked the same and better than people that were experienced meditators. So for me, what my hope was, is that we get that flower of life and just kind of understand that it's a sacred thing and it's part of our cellular energetic makeup. And we just get an idea about that. And then we just feel the feeling of deep, deep, deep into our heart. And then from there, pulsing way expanded out, infinitely out. The heart lock-in in heart math is just think of something that makes you feel grateful. And then when you think of it, feel the feeling of how that makes you feel. That's the heart math and heart lock-in thing. And if we can add the Chinese Wu Qi, and how out of no thing comes motion, which is the male, the yang part, and then when the motion reaches its quiescence, it yields to stillness, which is the yin, and then that's where we get that yin-yang symbol. And out of the yin-yang comes the 5 elements, and out of the 5 elements comes what they call the 10,000 things, or everything. So if we can, my intention today was to start with that no thingness, and then know that out of that comes the flower of life, the everything, and the sacred. And then in the flower of life, embedded in the flower of life, is the Merkaba, which is could be called Metatron's cube. And so now, if we can look at that Merkaba and just know that we have that structure, that energetic structure. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So for right now, what we're going to do is we're going to think of the top part here, and that's our connection to heaven and the soul star. And that top point is the point of the soul star, the chakra above our head. And then the Merkaba, the yin pyramid, part of the Merkaba, that point goes down into the Earth star. And it's the vector into the infinitely small crystal core of the Earth, and it's our connection to Gaia. And then if we can imagine, that's a 4-sided pyramid, so we're going to take either the top or the bottom, it doesn't matter. And one of the corners is facing straight forward, straight back, straight to the side, and straight to the side. So we're going to say that's the one, the yang one, pointed to the top. Well, the yin one, the corners are going to be pointed at the 8 directions, at the other 4 directions: northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest. Does that make sense? And then as long as we kind of understand that, just don't really worry too much about that. Just realize that we're going to be accessing, we're going to be going to each one of those points, and we're going to be calling out to all of their spirit guides, the spirit doctors, our family of light, our council of light, all the galactic energies and consciousness that's there to help us. The Earth Star, we're going to be accessing the unlimited resources of the Earth, and the Soul Star going to our higher self and to the solar logos of the Great Central Sun. And any of those things that make sense to you. So it's not so much thinking too much about it. It's first of all just getting that picture, and then anything that makes sense to you, we all have help. And so we start from deep in our heart, and we have our awareness of heart, and now with gratitude and appreciation, we'll go calling out to all of the shamans and all of the wisdom keepers from the east as the sun comes up, where the sun comes up, and Raphael, and the symbol is the caduceus, and Raphael is the balm of healing. And then just as a picture, remember any of this that just sticks, this just happens to stick. To the west is Archangel Michael and the blue flame angels. And so we just imagine those blue flame angels and the sword of the blue flame swords that are surrounding us on each side. And then to the west is Gabriel, and it's the golden chalice. And so we have that diamond crystal light that reigns through us. And especially let that, one way to think about it is that diamond crystal light illuminates the central channel that goes right in front of our spine, that existed before the egg and the sperm. So that's the Changmai. That's our window into the prenatal and postnatal. And then to the north is Uriel, and that's of the earth, and that's where our true self lies. And then to the northeast, southwest, those are our council of light, our tribe of light, the spirit doctors, our spirit guides, and the elementals, and all of those extra helpers that we have to bring in this new consciousness that we are all, why we like to do this stuff, whatever that means to any of us. Does all that make sense? So it's not like memorizing that thing that I said. That's just, hopefully, my intention is just to imagine that Merkaba and expand into that. And then to the north, to the heavens, to the earth, just like I always do, to the north, south, east, west, to the other four corners, north, east, northwest, calling out to all of the extra consciousness that are bringing this light in. And then at the end of that, go back into the heart, where the true self lies. And then just after a while, just really think of, just be aware of all of the help that's wanting, that ask and you shall receive. So we've got our hand up, we're asking, we're calling out to the universe. We are asking. And with a gracious heart, anything that makes you feel gratitude. Think of something that makes you really happy, and then feel that feeling. And at the end of that, just let that reverberate. Does all that make sense? what should we do for the last one? I'll just give an idea, but and I don't mind doing this, just kind of like leading, telling my story or whatever. But if anybody has an idea, it's kind of, this is a collaborative event, Probably everybody's doing some version of this anyway, so it doesn't really matter. We can just kind of just drum again probably and get just the same amount, but Lynn McTaggart, she said when they intend for somebody else, you have like the best brain waves, and they did a Power of 8 group thing for, I don't know, I think there was more than 8, but they did the same kind of thing for 9/11, right? And people said they really felt a lot of energy and like that. So since we're all a group here, and everybody that comes here is pretty much all the same, we're all our main intent is to elevate the consciousness of the world, to make the world better. To do that, we want to make ourselves better, because the better the more connected we are with our guides, the more we can bring light into. It's like Lotta and I were talking before we came here. There was a woman who was, she's got a PhD in psychotherapy, or psychology. And her guides said, you need to write a book. She said, I don't write books. And they said, yeah, that's right, we'll tell you what to say. And then when she was working with her people, they would just tell her what to say. And and I really liked a lot of stuff she said. And then they were talking about COVID. And she said, yeah, the main thing is we're all in this together. And then she said, I like it when I see people walking around with masks on, because I see them and I say, yeah, you get it, and you get it, and you get it. And then I turned it off, and I said, that's not my tribe. Now, I like the rest of what she said, so I have to just let that one hang in the ethereum, right? Because I see people without the mask, and I say, yeah, you might get it. It seems like you do. You see, and so that's our tribe, right? And that's okay. So there's a lot of us on the planet right now that are in our tribe. We're not going to meet hardly any of them. But for me to be the best part of my tribe, I want to be the best. But I want to be the best for you also. And for you, and for my kids, and for... So now, as any version of this is just, again, just suggestion. So one of the things that I just happened to do is I started just seeing your higher self, and your higher self, and Michelle's higher self. And I just went, wow, yeah. So I'm going to intend for that to be clearer, that connection. And to clear, like, remember, like, probably 3 weeks ago when I said to you, I said, Trump's not going to get elected. They're not going to do anything. I said everything's changed. It's like I just felt like everything shifted for me. And I know this is going to sound like I can make anything, but I saw somebody coming into you. Like I just saw it. And I don't, it's like, okay, so, and that's what I want for me too. It's like, we're different now. And that's the feeling that I had, is all of a sudden I just went, we can't try to educate people to support the, the whatever faction that's gonna take Biden down. That's not gonna happen. So we have to support this new thing that I wouldn't have imagined. Whatever that is, I don't know what it is. And for me, it's easier, this is either a gift or a curse or both or neither, but it's easier for me to hope that you have a clear connection with your lower self and your higher self than it is for me to hope for myself. Okay? Does all that stuff make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Because sometimes when I talk, I it might just be, that makes sense to me, and people are going, what the heck is he talking about? Let's just drum. Okay. But again, it doesn't matter, even if you do think that, because it's just my opinion. It's just an idea. I'm just throwing out ideas, really. You see. If I stop drumming, keep drumming this time until I do the boom, 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 because my hand goes numb.
Oh, okay.
So sometimes I miss some beats in there because I'm trying to re-grab this. And I wish I would have said that. We could have drummed a little bit longer that time, but I couldn't feel the stick. So I'll just take my hand out. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna. I'm afraid he's gonna die. When he got hit by the car and I saw him there, maybe it's just me being a weenie, but he scared the bejeebers out of me. Could we just kind of put him in this circle here today?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, maybe I'm overdoing things, but when I saw him there standing there like this, all up like this, it was a miracle that he was alive, and I think that I was afraid, and I am afraid, or thought that he's thinking, okay, Mark, I'm gonna move on so you can move on, and I don't. I knew we were talking about him.